What's up, guys? It's Ralph with Pondscapes, and today what we're talking about are pond pumps. How to troubleshoot them, how to do maintenance, and just how to access them, and what kind of pumps we use over here at Pondscapes. All right, so what are some common calls that we get from our customers regarding their pumps? Sometimes it's slow flow, sometimes their pumps are loud, sometimes they're just not working at all. So we're going to go step by step and talk about what each one of those issues could be and how to take care of it. So issue number one, we've got our waterfall flowing, but it's not the same as it used to be. A few things that we need to check first. When's the last time the skimmer basket's been emptied? Is there a lot of debris in there? So we'll access our skimmer and check out that basket first. Not really much debris to speak of in here. Now, what we want to do is take a look at the filter below the basket. All right, below the skimmer basket is our filter. Now our filter is nice and clean, so we got to do some further investigation. Next thing we need to do is check the pump. Okay, now I can see my pump, and I do see a little bit of debris down here. So we're gonna have to pull that guy out. Accessing our pump for the skimmer is very easy. I'm just gonna undo this collar and pull this guy right out. Okay, so guys, check it out. I've got a lot of debris buildup. This isn't excessive, but I've got uneaten fish food, there's some leaves. So what will happen is debris will get clogged up on this pre-filter. As small as it is, it's pretty powerful. Now, what we've seen in bad situations where there's been lack of maintenance is this pre-filter actually gets deformed, it gets sucked in. And what that does is it really puts a strain on the pump. Then you have loss in water flow on your water features. So what we want to do is remove this cone. Now I can go clean this guy out, but I want to also inspect the second filter. And we've got a little bit of uneaten fish food in there as well. So we got to clean both of these out. Now, very important tip, make sure this pump is unplugged when you're doing this, because I'm also going to put my finger in here and check the impeller. I want to make sure that there's no broken fins in there, no rocks lodged into the impeller, and make sure it's spinning very freely. Sometimes we'll find a pump that it's very hard for the impeller to spin. This needs to spin very freely like it's on a bearing. And that could also be a source of some issues if it's not spinning. Then what we can do is take apart the pump and clean that shaft and smooth things out and get it back in action. All right, here are the two most common pumps that we use at Pondscapes. Typical solids handling pump and a more high energy efficient pump. Now, the nice thing about this high energy efficient pump is its lower operating cost, but it requires a little more physical maintenance. Now we have this intake screen on here. In a pond setting, this needs to be accessed and cleaned regularly because, as you can see, it does get clogged with some debris, and that will cause slowing in your water feature. Now, it's very easy to do. You just take typically a screwdriver or something like that and pop this end cap off, and then you can remove it, and that's easy to clean out. And then your secondary screen, you want to unscrew that, take it over with a garden hose and clean that guy out as well. And of course, then you want to check the operation of your impeller. Make sure that your shaft is spinning nice and freely. Again, make sure it's unplugged. I don't want to lose any digits here. There are stories, believe me, people have lost the tips of their fingers because they're not thinking, and there's a rock in there and they stick their finger in, dislodge the rock, and boom, that pump starts spinning. Bad news. So unplug, safety first, right? Another issue that we receive calls about is that the pump is loud. Now, on a solids handling pump, what can happen is this can actually suck a rock in. Now, if you've got a lot of rock debris around your skimmer and a rock gets kicked into your skimmer, this guy could pick this up. If it gets past the basket and the filter, it could suck right in here, and the impeller could continue to spin, but that rock will be lodged in between the housing and the impeller, causing a screeching sound. Now, that's one way that we'll get a lot of calls about sound coming from the pump. Another issue that might occur is if a rock gets lodged in there and breaks a fin, and now the pump is out of balance and it's causing a vibration. Now the bottom of the pump has these rubber booties on its feet, and that helps dampen the vibration sound. But if there is a broken fin, that vibration can go through the skimmer and cause a loud sound. So that is another reason why we might get phone calls with a pump making excessive noise. Now, a final issue that we get calls about is that the pump runs for a short amount of time after resetting that GFI or flipping your breaker back to the on position. The pump will run for a short amount of time and then trip that breaker or GFCI. Now, sometimes what that is we've got seals inside of the pump that may fail after time, or we've got the impeller that's very tight. There's some problems with the bushings or the seating, and that's getting very tight and it's overheating the pump, causing it to trip. Or what I've seen before is there's actually a nick in the jacketing of the wire in the landscape. Maybe it's going across a pathway that's high traffic, and over time that creates a little cut in the wire. And if there's ground moisture, such as after a rain event, that moisture can get into the wiring and cause the breaker to trip until that ground dries out. Then you can reset the breaker. So those are the most common reasons we get calls because of pump issues. So I hope this has been a helpful video, and I hope you're enjoying your pond or water feature. And let us know if any of this helped you out, or if you have other questions that might pertain to pumps, and we'll be glad to put those on the next video or make sure that we answer your questions. Otherwise, please give us a like or a comment and share this with somebody you may know that this would benefit. I hope everybody has a great day and happy ponding.